When I saw the trailer for Mekorama, I wondered whether it would look and play as good on the Vita as in the trailer. The Vita review code was a bit late in arriving, so the publisher sent me a Switch code so I could get playing for the review. Playing on Switch, I have fallen in love with this game. It's so charming, with beautiful graphics and some really challenging puzzles, but it still made me wonder what the Vita version would play like and if it would be anywhere near on par with the Switch version. When I got the Vita code, firstly I was surprised that this was only a 12 meg download. When I turned it on and started playing, I saw that it was identical to the Switch version, and in fact the Vita's OLED screen made it look even better. I've primarily played on the Switch, but I've been testing the Vita version and the graphics are superb. Performance-wise, there are levels with slowdown. It's not going to ruin the game, but it's something to be aware of. So what's Mekorama about? Well, it's a puzzle game where you need to guide the little robot called B to the red dot on the level. You need to bypass traps, move him along with platforms, open doors and switches, cross over water, and many more different obstacles along the way. There's no story here, just a series of 100 levels to complete, and there's also a level builder. Straight away when I played, it reminded me of Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. I love Captain Toad, and Mekorama is a really good homage to it. The little robot guy is super charming, and the levels are bright, colourful and gorgeous to look at. I love the style and look of the game, but the puzzles themselves were also excellent, and fiendishly difficult in some cases. I have to admit I've not been able to complete them all, but even when I'm stuck on a level I haven't been getting frustrated. Part of that is probably the calming music, which I also loved. You control the little robot with either touch controls or with buttons. Touch controls is best, and I think this is where the Vita and Switch versions have a big advantage over the PS4 version. You tap a block with your finger, or move the cursor and press X on a block to tell the robot where to move to. If it can't get there, for example because there's something in the way, then it won't move. The game makes it clear which objects in the level can move and which can't. Zooming in and out of the screen, moving objects and clicking on blocks was all so much easier and more intuitive with the touchscreen. You can still use the analog sticks and buttons, but it doesn't feel quite as good. One thing to point out here, the movement of the cursor on the Vita version is actually faster and smoother than the Switch version. I didn't see the option to change the cursor movement speed either. It's not like it's bad on the Switch, it just felt faster on the Vita. That's not the only advantage the Vita version has. As I mentioned, Mekorama looks fantastic on the OLED screen, but you do have to deal with slowdown on around 3 of the levels. Mekorama was actually released on mobile years ago, but this release has 50 additional levels, including some that have been created by the community. The level creator is easy to use to drag and drop items, but I didn't see an option to upload levels. Not sure if I'm just being blind here, but I couldn't figure it out. I'm not much of a level creator guy anyway, but I think it would have been a nice addition to build and share levels with others. I really like the menus of this game. They're kind of like collecting cards in a folder. Each level you finish adds a new card with a tick. I don't know why, but I just really like the style of it. It's a small thing, but the design and look is so clean and nice to look at. I do have 2 criticisms. Firstly, regarding the touch controls, they can be overly sensitive, mainly while turning cogs. It happened a couple of times when the robot was standing on a cog and I needed to turn it gently just 1/4 turn, but the game registered it as a strong push and threw him far away from the puzzle. I learned to be very gentle, but it was annoying to be near the end of the level and have to restart it because my robot got thrown off screen. The second is that some levels are very slow to finish. There are some with a little red robot who follows a path and needs to be nudged to go down different paths by blocking his route. These levels felt very slow. I kind of wish there was a fast forward button because I knew what I wanted to do to complete the level, but it just takes a while for the game to let me do it. Neither of these ruined my experience, but I wanted to point them out just for the sake of balance. Whichever version you get, this is a really fun game on both Vita and Switch. If you enjoyed Captain Toad and you're itching for a fun puzzle game with a similar style, then check this out. I was so impressed with the cleverness of the puzzles, the graphics, music, overall style, and just how cute the little robot guy is. And it's only $5 or £4.50. If you're a fan of puzzle games, this is a definite recommend from me. So guys, are you planning to pick up Mekorama? And if you played it already, what did you think? Leave a comment below, and as always, thanks for watching.